On-page SEO. In this section, I'm going to explain exactly what on-page SEO is. I'm going to cover the three kings and their importance in on-page SEO. And after I cover those three kings, I'm going to show you exactly how you can optimize your website for those three kings. I'm going to cover image alt text and show you exactly how you can optimize it. I'm going to go into quite some detail on internal links and show you exactly how you can create internal links. I'm also going to show you exactly some of the results that I've managed to achieve on my website from using internal links. And lastly, I'm going to cover the optimum length for your content. So this is how long your content should be if you're looking to rank on page 1. So let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into this section. What is on-page SEO? So far, we've already done keyword research and we found all the best keywords for our business so we can get the most traffic over to our websites. We've also covered how to craft content and we've covered the different types of content you need to have on your website. However, the algorithm can't always determine if your content is quality and exactly what your content is about. So what we need to do is structure the content correctly on our websites so Google's algorithm knows exactly what our sites are about. This involves making optimizations to your website. In essence, on-page SEO refers to any change you make on your website to improve its visibility. Some examples of on-page SEO optimizations would be updating the title tag on a page, changing the H1 tag on a page, and editing the meta description of a page. These are all actions you make on your website and as a result are classified as on-page optimizations. Let's use a car as an analogy. Winning in SEO is like a car race. The other websites you are competing with are the other cars. Your on-page SEO is the car itself. So the car's chassis, the wheels, and all the other mechanical components are basically your on-page SEO. The off-page SEO would be your engine. This is why it's so important to focus and make sure the basic functions of your vehicle are functioning correctly. As if you only have a car with one wheel, for example, then no matter what engine you have inside that car, it's not going to go anywhere. This is why we focus so hard on doing the perfect on-page SEO, as it's literally the foundation upon what we build upon. The three kings. When it comes to optimizing your website, there are certain placeholders on your website that are more impactful than others when you place keywords in them. In order, they are your URL, your SEO title tag, and then your page title, often referred to as a H1 tag. And then below that, you'd have your subheadings, such as a H2 and a H3 tag. And lastly, you'd have your content. The top three, the URL, the SEO title tag, and the page title, these are the real big hitters and essentially define what your page is all about. Now we know this, we want to optimize our websites for all three elements. In the next video, I'm going to walk you through an example of how you optimize your website for each king. I'll see you there. Step 1. Optimize the URL, which is the first king. We want to start off with our keyword research template for one of our pages and then look at the biggest keyword we have. So in this example, I've decided to go with our yoga clothing page, as you can see from the screenshot on the right. I've already sorted our keywords in order of the most monthly searches, so finding the biggest keyword is a simple task. We can easily see that the biggest keyword is yoga clothes with 3,200 searches a month. As this is our biggest keyword, we want to include it in our URL. So a good example of a URL would be website.com/yoga clothes. A bad example of a URL would be website.com/yoga clothes tops for men, women, sell cheap UK. As you can tell, we're trying to stuff in as many keywords as we can in the URL, and as a result, it looks very spammy. We want to avoid looking like a spammer, and ideally, we want to go for shorter URLs as well. Another thing you want to keep in mind as well is you want to avoid repeating words in the URL. For example, if your website is called yoga.com, then a good URL would be yoga.com/clothes. A bad URL would be yoga.com/yoga clothes. The reason why this is a bad URL is because you have the word yoga in there twice. You want to avoid repeating words in your URL. I'm now going to head over to my WordPress website and I'm going to show you exactly how you can optimize your URL on a WordPress website. Optimizing a URL on a WordPress website is actually very straightforward. So in this video, I'm going to give you a live walkthrough and show you exactly how you do it. So let's just imagine I'm logging into my website and I want to create a new yoga page targeting that keyword yoga clothing. So the first thing I need to do is to log into my WordPress website. So for the example of this video, I'm using a ClickSlice, which is actually my website for my SEO agency. So it's not a yoga website. However, let's just imagine it is, and we're going ahead and creating a new page. So you want to go into your WordPress website, log in, click Pages, and then click add a new page, and it will load a page that looks like this. So as you can see, I have this option right here, which is called a permalink. So a permalink is essentially a fancy word for a URL. If you don't see this option right here, what you need to do is in your title bit up here, simply just put in any random text, and then a permalink box will load below. So what you want to do is click edit and simply remove test title, as that's what I had up here before, and simply put in the keyword you want to target, which for me is going to be yoga clothes. And then simply click OK, and then click publish if it's a new page. If it's an old one, you want to click update. And that is essentially how you update your URL. Word of warning. If your pages already have decent rankings and have links pointing to the page, you may want to avoid changing the URL. As this page will already have some trust and authority in the eyes of Google with its current rankings, so if you go ahead and then change the URL of this page, it can result in a drop of rankings. It's better to just move on to the next two kings to better optimize your website. If you insist and you still want to change a URL to include the keywords, then what I recommend is you set up a 301 redirect. A 301 redirect is essentially when you redirect one page to another page. Meaning if you had a link to that old page, then it'd be automatically redirected to the new URL. I'll show you how to set up a 301 redirect later on in the course in the technical SEO section. Step 2. Optimize the SEO title tag. Your SEO title tag is the main heading text you will see in the Google search results. It's usually filled out by Yoast SEO, which is a free WordPress SEO plugin. I'll show you how you can install the plugin on your WordPress site shortly when we jump over to a live walkthrough. The HTML version of your SEO title tag would look like this. So it would have brackets at the beginning saying title, closing brackets saying title, and then within that you would have your main keyword. Try to get your main keyword towards the front of the title tag, as this typically carries more weight and it's a bigger ranking signal. As you will see from the image below, the title tag which the website Yoga Matters is using is clothing, yoga activewear for women, men and children. When it comes to optimizing your SEO title tag, there's a few things you want to keep in mind. You want to get your keywords towards the front of the title tag like I just said. However, along with that, you want to make sure you write naturally and not just stuff your keywords in there, as that will appear spammy, which is what we want to avoid at all cost. Also try to include single keywords in there as well, and again, do not repeat words as it can very quickly lead to over optimization and result in you end up going further back on the pages in Google. In regards to length, this changes pretty often. However, my advice is to keep it under 60 characters in length. Taking all of this into consideration, let's head over to the back end of our WordPress website and craft our own SEO title tag for these keywords. So I'm now over on the back end of our WordPress website, and the plugin you need to install to do this very easily is called Yoast SEO. It's a free plugin for WordPress. They do have a premium version. However, you do not need the premium version. You can do everything very easily with the free version. So go ahead and download the Yoast free SEO plugin. To do so, you just go over to your website, go to plugins, click add new, and then simply search for Yoast SEO in the right hand side. So type in Yoast SEO like so. That will then search for that plugin, and you'll see it's right here. So you want to install that and then activate that on your website. So I've already done that, so I'm going to go over to the page I'm now going to optimize. So I'm now over on the page I want to optimize, which is the same one you saw earlier. So once you have the Yoast SEO plugin installed and activated on your website, you can scroll down to the bottom of your page and you can see all of the settings for it here, Yoast SEO. So do bear in mind, I do have the premium plugin. However, you don't actually need it. I've actually had this premium plugin for ages now. And to be honest, I don't actually see any additional benefit of having the premium version. So once you scroll down to the bottom of your page, you want to click this button right here, which says Edit Snippet. If you don't see this button, it's probably most likely that this menu is currently closed. So what you need to do is simply give it a click and expand that. Then you want to click Edit Snippet. So as you can see, we now have the SEO title tag right here. So at present, Yoast is automatically populating this SEO title tag, which we don't want. So we want to click this button right here, and then delete all of that and simply start crafting our own SEO title tag based on the keywords we have. So if we go back to our keyword research template, we can see all the keywords we have. And like I said, we want to get the biggest keywords in our SEO title tag as well, but we want to make sure it comes across naturally and it doesn't come across as spammy. So I've done this already, which I already have prepared nicely in this tab right here. So I'm going to copy this and then bring that back to my spreadsheet just so you can see the whole keyword. For ease, I would make this a bit larger. So as you can see, for the SEO title tag, I've gone for yoga clothes for men and women, tops, vest, and more. That says vest, let's change that to vest. Top, vest, and more, that would be a bit more helpful. And then I've got click slides, which is just my brand name at the end. Obviously, you'd change it out for your brand name as well. So this is a really good SEO title tag, as I've got yoga clothes in there. So I've got yoga clothes, which is a keyword right here, yoga clothes. I've also included the keywords men and women. So I've got women right here, women, and I've also got men. And if you look at some of the keywords I have, I've got yoga clothes for men. So I've got men right here. I've got women down here. I've got men up here again. I've got men up here again. So you can see I'm covering both types, men and women, which is really good. And then I thought I'll go a little bit further and actually include some yoga types of clothing, such as tops and vests, only because I actually have those down as keywords. I've got yoga tops, gets over 1,100 searches a month. And when I scroll down to the bottom, I saw another keyword for vests. So I'm making sure I include that keyword as well. So as you can see, this SEO title tag includes tons of different keywords I have, which I can all rank for. And most importantly, I've created the SEO title tag naturally. So let's copy this and go back to our website, which is on this tab. And I simply want to paste my new SEO title tag in the SEO title tag field. So as you can see, there's actually a bar below that, which tells you how many characters you can have. Like I said, I always recommend you have 60, because if you have any more than 60, it's typically going to get cut off by Google anyway. But you can actually keep on typing, and you can see the bar down here goes up and up and up. So again, it does give you an idea of what you can have. This isn't actually 60 characters, so I'm not sure why Yoast does that. However, you can just go over to a website like Word Count and literally type in your title tag and find out how many words and characters there are in the title tag. So as you can see below that, we also have a description which is called a meta description. So this is the text you see below the title tag in the Google search results. So I've already gone ahead and crafted a meta description. So back in the day, the meta description used to be a ranking signal. However, it is no longer a ranking signal. However, I always recommend you still try and get your keywords in there, as it's definitely going to help increase the amount of clicks you get over to your website. So once you're happy with your meta description and your SEO title tag, click Close Snippet Editor and then scroll back to the top and then click Publish or Update. That's going to ensure the changes you just made have now gone live over to your website. So that is how you optimize your SEO title tag. Step 3. Optimize the page title. So what is the page title? The page title is what you fill in at the top of the WordPress edit screen. So whenever you add a new page, this is the first field that you have to fill in. It typically gets converted into a H1 tag. However, a bad theme will convert this into 2 H1 tags, or even an H2 tag. The H1 tag represents the main topic of your page. When it comes to optimizing your page title, it's kind of the same rules that we follow as the SEO title tag. However, you don't want to make them exactly the same. You basically want to scramble up the words or include some other valuable keywords in it too. As you will see from the screenshot below, I've kept my page title very similar to my SEO title tag. However, I've changed it slightly to make it a little bit more unique. I've changed it from yoga clothes to yoga clothing. I've also changed it from tops, vest and more to view our tops, vest and more. So as you will see, these are very small changes, but they are enough to make it unique. So let's swipe over to our WordPress website now, and I'll show you exactly how we can do this from our dashboard. So I'm now over on my WordPress dashboard, and as you can see, I have this option at the top of the page for the page title. So I've already optimized my page title like I said in the previous slide. So if you haven't already optimized yours, please do go ahead and optimize your page title. Once you're happy with your page title, go to the right and then click Update. This will ensure all your changes are saved. So now you know how to optimize all 3 kings. It's important you know how you can easily check your 3 kings to ensure they are indeed correct. The 3 kings are huge. I can't begin to tell you how much of a role they play in on-page SEO, and making sure they are correct is something you do not want to overlook. There's actually a free Google Chrome extension that allows you to be able to check all 3 kings with ease. Their extension is called SEO MetaClick, which is this extension right here. So to find it, simply go over to Google and search for SEO Meta in one click, Google Chrome, and it should be the top listing you see, which is going to be this one right here. So once you have this installed on your Google Chrome, you should see a little icon like this pop up in your toolbar. So I already have mine installed, so I'm going to go back to my page and review my 3 kings. However, before I do that, I'm just going to add some content to the page because at the moment, I literally just have my page title and that is it. So I'm going to copy this text I have right here and just paste it on the page. And whilst I'm pasting it on the page, it's actually a really good chance and a good opportunity just to show you how you can add H1, H2, H3 tags and so on. So to add a H1 tag or a H2 tag, you simply click the text you want to add as a H1 tag, go to this menu right here where it says paragraph, and then select heading 1. That's going to make that a H2 tag. Let's just come off that quickly as it made the bottom part. Let's add some more spaces. Let's do that again, view that, and then go to H1. As so, if I want to make yoga tops a H2, I simply select the text, click up here, and then go to H2. And if I want to make yoga vest, again, this will be another H2 tag. I'll go there and click H2 tag. And again, I want to click update. So now I've made these changes, I want to view the URL and inspect all of my kings. So let's give this a click right now. And as you can see, it's loaded the page which we just created. I'm going to simply go over to the icon up here and give it a click. And as you can see, it's giving me information about all of my kings. So I have the URL, which has the keyword in it, yoga clothes, which is really good. I've got my title tag, yoga clothes for men and women, tops, vest, and more by ClickSlice. And you can actually see it gives you a little warning as well, telling me that my current SEO title tag is currently 62 characters. So I'm 2 characters over the limit. So this is a very good way to check, as when I first created my title tag, I just assumed I was within 60 characters. However, I'm only 2 characters over, so it's not the end of the world. However, in an ideal world of SEO, you do want to keep it below 60 characters. You can actually go over to the second tab, which says headers. And as you can see, it's got the headers I just put down. So I've got 1 H1 tag and I've got 2 H2 tags, which is perfect as I go from a H1 down into a H2. And remember, H2 are subcategories of H1. So my main H1 tag says view our yoga clothing, and then my subcategories of yoga clothing is simply yoga products such as yoga tops and yoga vests and so on. So if you are reviewing your HTML structure and your 3 kings and you do see you've got maybe a H2 tag or maybe you've got 3 H1 tags, you do need to ensure you fix these, as these are not the correct structure you should have when doing on-page SEO. If you can't seem to get rid of the other H1 tags you have on your page, then it could be a case where the H1 tags are coming for your theme or something to do with the code on your website. So unfortunately, you will have to hire a developer to sort this out. I really highly recommend you do sort this out if you do have this issue, as getting the right structure is going to help you so much and make a big difference when it comes to ranking your website higher up on Google. Image alt text. Alt text, which stands for alternative text, which is also frequently known as alt tags, are used within HTML code to describe the appearance and function of an image on a page. So alt tags have many uses. The first and foremost is it helps with web accessibility. So the visually impaired users using screen readers will be able to read alt tag to better understand what an on-page image is about. So essentially what that means is if someone is visually impaired, they can still be able to understand what your image is about without actually seeing it. The second use, alt tags are also displayed in place of an image if an image file cannot be loaded. The third is alt tags provide better image context and description to search engine crawlers, helping them to index an image properly. So alt tags are actually very, very handy. I'm now going to move over to our WordPress dashboard and show you how you can easily add an image alt tag to your images. So I'm now over on the WordPress dashboard for this page. You would have saw this page earlier. It's the one I used when I was crafting the 3 kings earlier on in a section of this course. I want to simply go over to add media to add an image to the page. Then I want to select the image I want to add, so I'm going to go for this one, which is simply some yoga mats. Before I come down to this corner right here and click insert into page, I actually have an option at the top which says alt text. So this is the option where I simply insert the alt text. So typically when it comes to alt text, what I like to do is simply put in a description of what the image is about. So as our image is about yoga mats, I'm simply going to go to alt text and put in yoga mats and then click insert into page. That has now inserted this image into our page with the correct alt text. As you can see, it's very easy to do, and I highly recommend you do this with all your images on your website. Hi, and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to explain to you exactly what an internal link is and show you how you can set up an internal link on your website. So firstly, what is an internal link? An internal link is simply a link from one of your pages that links to another one of your pages. The link has to be from one page to another, which are both on your website, hence the name internal. Internal links are great for increasing the relevancy of a page, and relevancy is a massive on-page SEO ranking factor. As essentially, to rank high on Google for a keyword, we need to convince Google that our page is relevant to what that person typed in. So if you have a page on your website that is about yoga mats, for example, then you need to convince Google that your page is indeed about yoga mats. If you do this correctly, then you're much more likely to rank for that keyword. Here's a visual representation showing you exactly how internal links work. So as you can see from my lovely diagram that I made, we have two pages on a website. The page on the left is a page about yoga mats. The page on the right is a page about yoga bags. So things you put your yoga mat in when you want to carry it around. As you can see on the yoga mat page, it has some content at the top, and then towards the bottom of the page, it says, check out our yoga bags to go with your yoga mat. If you look closely, you'll see that the words yoga bags is actually an internal link, which links to another page on our site, which just happens to be a page about our yoga bags. In the example I've just shown, we've now pushed more relevancy to our yoga bags page, as we now have an internal link pointing to our page with the clickable text saying yoga bags. The correct terminology for the clickable text is actually called anchor text. However, don't worry about that for now, as I'm going to go into that in a lot more depth in the next section of this course. However, internal links is a very simple but effective strategy you can utilize to help push more relevancy to the pages that you want to rank. The more internal links you build, the better. However, you must keep them relevant and consistent. For example, don't go out there and link to another page which has absolutely zero relevance to do with what you're talking about, as that just confuses Google and can potentially hinder the rankings of both your pages. On top of this, internal links also help the link juice flow better through a website. So I'm going to get more into backlinks and link juice later on in the backlinks section of the course. However, what you need to know now is as a website gets more backlinks and more authority, this website is going to have a lot of backlink juice. Typically, out of every page you have on your website, your homepage will have the most amount of backlinks pointing to it. As a result, that homepage is going to have tons of link juice. We can actually sculpture that link juice and transfer it to other pages on our website by using internal links. The benefit of doing this is that we can now rank our other pages on our website, such as page 1, 2, and 3, with less backlinks pointing to them as we have internal links pointing to them. So as a result, all that authority and all the power our homepage has is now getting transferred to our inner pages on our website, which means when it comes to doing SEO on our inner pages, such as page 1, 2, and 3, as you can see for an example in this picture, it's going to be a lot easier than it is if we had no internal links pointing to them pages.